In July of 2027, I may not have a job. And I've been sitting with this and really doing some planning. I have a 9 to 5 job that is a national company across Canada. And it's hard for some reason, even though the company is national, to transfer from the East Coast, where I currently am in Canada, to the West Coast of Canada. They have offices out there. I would be doing the same job that I am now, just in a different office. And I can't rely on that to be guaranteed. And so I've had to make some plans to be able to survive if I don't have a job. So you may be wondering, well, why am I moving if there's no job guarantee? And that's a fair question. My daughter graduates from high school in June of 2027, and she is going to be attending university on the west coast of BC. And all my family is on the west coast. And my dad is turning 80 next year. He's a very healthy 80 currently, and I'm really fortunate that he's so active and he does well. But I mean, he is 80. And all of my family is out there and I miss them. And of course, if my daughter is going to be going to university, then it makes sense to move back home. Hi, if we haven't met before, my name is Karen. I am a 56-year-old solo Gen X mom, rebuilding my finances, paying off debt, and working on building an income that doesn't count on an employer. I spent years as a financial professional in Canada, and I still ended up over $95,000 worth of debt. If you're a solo mom and also rebuilding your finances, paying off debt, building income that doesn't count on a 9 to 5, please consider subscribing and follow me as I document my journey to zero debt. I'm working towards financial and time freedom and working for myself. Counting on an employer as my sole income doesn't feel safe anymore, and I'm actively looking to change that. So for this move, I sat down and I took a look at my finances, and honestly, they're kind of scary. I count on my current 9 to 5 to support me as I'm building my online business. Although a year is still a significant amount of time, I'm a planner and I need to be prepared for the worst case scenario and hope that it actually doesn't get there. I sat and figured out my finances, and my savings are minimal right now. I do have retirement savings, and if I needed to use them to support my life, if I have no job, I would last about 3 months. And that is a super scary prospect for me. But here's what I'm doing to make sure that doesn't happen. So part of the reason why I started my online business was to be an entrepreneur and be self-employed with multiple streams of income. I've really come to believe in my 56 years on this earth that working for an employer is not security like we were raised to believe. And so I am working to make sure that I am never, ever dependent on someone else to bring me income. I did say in one of my previous videos what my plan is for my business, and it's to sell digital products and specifically spreadsheets. I am kind of a spreadsheet nerd, and it just seemed like a good place to start my online business. And it goes hand in hand with me working on paying off the consumer debt that I'm in. I also said in my previous video, I think it was, that the reason I chose digital products was because, as a single mom with a really active 16-year-old daughter who's into a lot of sports and, of course, school and all that kind of stuff, I needed to really have control over my hours that are outside of my 9 to 5 job. And digital products was something that I could do pretty much from anywhere as long as I have my phone. My goal in starting this online business, as I said, is to never rely on somebody else for a paycheck, which I've done all my life, which we've always been taught to do. So here's my plan. I have created two spreadsheets. One is a more detailed version, and the other one is a less detailed version. There's some people that haven't used a spreadsheet before for budgeting, and I wanted to be able to give options for that. Currently, it is July, what is it? It's July 18th today. And I'm looking at getting these spreadsheets up live by August. And so my goal is over the next few months is to bring in $3,000 a month in revenue from these spreadsheets. And of course, it's going to start out far more slowly than that. But my goal is to bring that in, and I'm going to be selling these in US dollars, which gives me also a benefit of converting to Canadian because I'll get about $1.30 Canadian for every dollar of US. That will make it easier to get to my goal of $3,000 a month. Now, $3,000 a month between now and next July will go towards paying off more of my debt and into savings so that I can prepare for this move and not feel so stressed if my job transfer doesn't come through. Ultimately, I want to phase out of my 9 to 5, but I wanted it to be on my terms, not because I couldn't get a job transfer. I'm going to give regular updates on what is happening with my business and how it's going to show you, two things. One is how I'm decreasing my debt that I owe by the monthly payments that I make. I'll be keeping track of that and documenting that. And then the second part of this journey is to document the business and creating the income stream that I'm looking to create. So I have decided that the system that I'm going to use to deliver these spreadsheets and to handle emails and that type of thing will be system.io. I can start with an account there that's truly free up until 2,000 email contacts, and then it's more into a paid version. But I've heard really good things about them, and I am trying to keep down my expenses. So a free account on system seemed to be a good idea. So I'll let you know how that's going too. The spreadsheets are just going to be Google Sheets. I'm not offering anything in Excel. I always use Google Sheets, and I'm not going to be offering any Excel versions because Google Sheet is a free account and anyone can access it. So if you'd like, I'd love for you to follow along as I'm documenting this journey and show you my successes and my mistakes. Thank you for watching.